Yeah, I know. I know. All right. Well, let's.
You don't need to pay your rent.
Let's start with the horror suspense.
Anyway. Okay,
she is. She keeps raising it.
Okay.
Alan Wake, or Alan Wake, because it's not Red Dead Redemption. It's a third-person horror suspense game.
Yes.
You play a writer. You have a flashlight. Can we move on now? Can we move on to the horse game, please?
Absolutely not, because this game is really good. Now, I have to say that I went into this game sort of thinking the same way that you're thinking. Like, it doesn't demo very well, because you're kind of clunky, and you don't really get the flashlight thing, and you think it's going to be annoying.
It was 6 years in the making, so I think people expect the Avatar of video games, and it's not.
But just forget anything you've heard about in the past. It's not this open world game, but actually it's really fun. The story is very involving. If you're a fan of like Twin Peaks, you know, if you've ever liked a survival horror game, you're actually really gonna like this game. Now, I know you only played it for a little bit.
Yeah, I can't pass any judgment on this game because I was 45 minutes into a game that is hours and hours of gameplay.
Because at first I was like, for the first hour, I'm like, oh, I have to play this game, blah, 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 blah. And then...
Is that what you say out loud every time you pop on a disc?
I totally do.
My name's Morgan Webb, I'm putting in a game, I'm putting it
They want me
up.
to talk about it in a game break, whatever. And then I play it and I'm like, wait a minute. This game's actually pretty awesome.
Well, what was drawing you in, though? Was it the writing and the storyline, or was it the amazing flashlight mechanics?
You're making fun of me.
Well, no, I'm just because, like, any game where it's like, do you really want to hurt your enemy? Well, shine it harder.
Well, no, because the enemies are basically like made of darkness, so you have to take the darkness power away with the light, and then you can shoot that. Whatever. It's not annoying.
Why are you holding a flashlight?
In case you contradict me, I can shine it upon you, and then you'll be banished.
Oh, this is really selling me on the fun of Alan Wake now. Yeah, you're right.
Whatever, people, it's a fun game.
No, compelling story, decent enough writing, good gameplay mechanics.
Good gameplay. It's a really interesting, involved story. There's a lot of nuances. You can really interact with the world. The story is told in a very immersive way. You're never really taken out of the gameplay.
I'm guessing 4 out of 5.
You got a 4 out of 5.
Okay, all right, good.
If you like Twin Peaks, if you like survival horror, buy it. I'm really, really, really enjoying it. Okay.
Okay, Red Dead Redemption, go!
Just talk. I mean, whatever.
It's awesome. You start off on a donkey. You're a friggin' donkey. You're riding around with friends on your donkey.
In the single player, you actually do get a horse, and you start out, and it's very story-driven. You identify with this character, you're this badass cowboy.
Or you press B and skip the entire story like I did.
I know. I was explaining to Kevin.
And I'm like, wait, I'm married. I have kids. What the hell is going on in this game?
Your daughter died, and yeah.
Spoiler.
And that's not spoiler because it happened in the first like 10 minutes of the game.
That
so that doesn't count as a spoiler. No, I know. You were the son of a prostitute and her pimp, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, great gameplay.
It's good gameplay. It's a good story. It's basically Grand Theft Auto on horses. So if you guys liked Grand Theft Auto and you like Wild West, also you get
I will say that I was not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto, the latest one, believe it or not. Like I liked it for a couple of weeks, but I feel like they were trying to recreate a world that I know very well, that's very big and very complex. What I love about Redemption is that this isn't a world that I know. And that all that wasteland that's out there where tumbleweeds are going by, it's populated with animals and occasional people where these events sort of happen, and this gameplay feels immersive, and it feels like it's happening in the moment.
It is actually very interesting. Like, you'll be riding through the world and some guy's gonna run up to you and say, hey, they're about to hang my buddy for no reason, you have to come help. And it feels organic. It doesn't feel like this sort of time-triggered event. And that's very impressive the way they do that.
And we just saw Deadeye there, which is sort of like their bullet time, which is nice. Cool feature to slow things down. I do think it's weird that, like, you know, when you're collecting flowers, like, you are the gruffest, scarred up, I'm gonna ride my horse and go lasso. Oh, look at Daisy.
I know.
Oh.
I'm
gonna put that in my satchel.
You do level your herbalism, which is just a little bizarre.
It's weird, and so there are some, I think, some hitches there, but again, multiplayer as well. The single player, we know it's gonna be good. Lots of good voiceover, lots of good missions. Multiplayer, hang out with your friends, form a posse, and the gameplay will sort of emerge from that, right?
Right. Now, you played a lot more multiplayer than I did, because you got on later than I did.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't, quite frankly, it wasn't working for a large portion of the evening, but now that when it was last night, yes, you're able to hop in with your friends, you can form a posse, you can ride around from town to town and do these little experiences, or you can hop into more traditional gameplay modes and just blow the hell out of each other, which is great. What is X-Play giving Redemption?
It got a 5 out of 5.
So, here's the thing.
It's a really, really great game. If you weren't super into Grand Theft Auto, don't be put off. Like, it wasn't one of my favorite games either, because I didn't really identify with any of the characters in that game, so I didn't care that much what happened to them. Whereas this, like, you know, I identify with the
son of a prostitute.
The tough guy from the streets. That's like me. No.
Here's the issue.
From LA.
Both great games, two very different games, came out in the same week. I think a lot of gamers are going to have to decide on which one to get now and then maybe which one to get later at a used price or to rent later.
I would definitely say if all of your friends are playing Red Dead, then you should get that because you're going to want to play along with them.
I agree.
But if you're like a survival horror person, you're going to need to get Alan Wake, period. So
there you have it.